So, what am I doing here today?
Nope. 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 No. 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 Yes.
That silver car out there, known as Brian Johnson, well, I want to sell it, and I don't particularly want to sell it with a bit of a puffy, smoky engine. The symptoms are not entirely clearing up. Every so often it'll just chuff a bit of blue smoke out on startup, and obviously that's not a particularly good selling point. So why don't I see, by taking the rocker cover gasket off, if there's any kind of jammed up oil ways or something. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I believe could be the problem, or something worse. Let's hope it's that. That's all very, very clean actually, so I can't see that being the problem. Well, here's a tiny thought here. Although that looks all very, very nice and clean, there are two breather pipes. There's one there for the throttle body, and there's one there for the inlet manifold. No, throttle body goes right the way through, inlet manifold doesn't. Could that be the problem? Very unlikely, but it's not going to stop me taking a look at a different rocker cover that I have knocking about to see if the hole's the same. Yes, it is the same. I'm always trying to be optimistic about this kind of thing. I put it all back together, and I did notice, well, somebody noticed there was a gauze missing. A gauze going into the inlet manifold. Wouldn't matter either way round, would it? Because if you're breathing oil through into the air intake, it's going to burn it. So maybe, just maybe, that was it. But I very much doubt it. Oh, there's a point though. When I took the air box off, I did notice there was some oil in the throttle body. It's nothing overly new, but, well, you never know, do you? Thought I may as well go for an unnecessary test drive. I say unnecessary, I've got to go and get something to eat. I am a growing man. Growing in a way that I probably shouldn't be. What a brave little car that is. There's no way I'd drive that thing around. No, not with the reputation these A3s have got. Just on the other side of this bridge here is one of Rochdale's many red light districts. Nice, eh? Even at this time of day you can see ladies hanging around, obviously trying to earn themselves a honest living. And curiously, here are some new houses that have been built here. Somebody's chose to live there, so they don't even have to get in their car to go and pick up a lady. Once I've had myself a nice bit of spicy food, I shall be all eager to go and ready to do some work. But no more on this one today. I think it's time, most definitely time, for Project Amy to start being pulled apart a bit. That's what's happening next. Some point over the next couple of days I shall be posting a video review of two cars. A Ford Focus, yeah, Mark 1 Focus. The only reason I thought I would do that is because it's just not a car you see every day now. And an Audi S4. Which one do you reckon is going to be the quickest? Do you know what? I reckon this little Rover 25 will go around one of these roundabouts much quicker than most cars. Let's give it a go. that's really clinging on actually. That's a bit rubbery smelling. I'm going to call this next tune Box of Keys. That's it. Yeah, it's just one chord made by a box of keys. It goes on for about 40 minutes, so I may as well carry on doing something else in the meantime. I'm not going to stand around and listen to it all. I've heard it before anyway, so I'll leave it to play and do something more useful. Uh-oh. Oh, that's good. How did it bounce off of there? Maybe that's how the tune naturally ends. At last, the marquee is up. I've got to find a way of making sure it doesn't blow away. But here, that's quite good. That is an adequate amount of space. I like it. Hello, is that Keith? Thanks. Traffic lights. Who thinks traffic lights are a good idea? I'll tell you who. Nobody does, because what I am seeing here, the traffic ahead of me is quite a good queue, the traffic behind me is quite a good queue, the traffic to the left of me is very much there, and the traffic to the right is nothing. If this was a roundabout instead, I'd be up the road, because there's nothing to stop me from carrying on going. And that's why traffic lights are stupid. Well, they're not actually stupid, but who on earth would think that they're a good idea in comparison to a roundabout? Well, come on. If anybody thinks that traffic lights are better than roundabouts, please let me know. Also, please give me some sort of explanation, because we can finally go. Finally. There's no way I've been making videos this long and not mentioned traffic lights before. It's impossible because they're so irritating. But the point is, they're so irritating, they're worthwhile mentioning again. Oh yes, I've come down to the dungeon and you wouldn't believe how cool it is down here. It is lovely. But it won't be for long with that door open. Finally, at 5:15, I am actually going to start taking some bits off this car. Just quite a few people to deal with, you see. That's the trouble. Yeah, forget this. People will send messages, they want answers straight away. If you don't give them answers straight away, they get annoyed. Now I've just realised I've got no wheels. I've got no wheels to stick underneath it, because Turb's got them. Actually, Turb hasn't got them. Peter's got them. Of course, what I forgot is that this car has wheels of its own on the front, and they won't be needed any longer. Don't run off. Currently, I think the only thing I need is that and these bits here to get the whole engine and subframe dropped down. In some ways, an automatic box is a bit easier to do the gear linkages because you haven't got those kind of awkward bits. You've just got stuff like this to undo instead. But then we have this nice little shelf on there that, hey, there's a point. I could do with a cup of tea. Yeah, well, I popped up to go and make a cup of tea and I found that I already had one and it was cold. So I drank it cold. It's not very nice cold, you know. I should have just made another. I've got a microwave. I could warm it up in the microwave. I just didn't think to do it. Come on, let go. Let go. Come on. Come on, you can't stay on there forever. Come on, off you. Come on. Come on. I know you do want to. Ah, yes, told you you'd want to come off. Yeah. See, I was right all along, wasn't I? Yeah. What? You're not coming off after all, right? Okay. You have to give in the end. Told you I'd win. Thank you. Right, that's the steering knuckle off. Do you know what? That always seems to be the most difficult job of the lot. Just the thing that holds the steering on. I mean, obviously it's not really, and I could well and truly imagine being faced with a load of seized on bolts now, but we'll see. Come on, it's not been that long since I did an engine out job in one of these. Yeah, for some reason I forgot that you've got to do the engine mounts first, and then all the other ancillaries and stuff like that, and the battery. I just went straight for the subframe bolts. I don't know why. That's just the kind of thing I do. It's just typical. I start doing this at this time of day, and then suddenly I find I'm really enjoying myself, and I don't want to stop. I want to just carry on doing it until I've finished. It's already about 6 o'clock, I think. Yeah, that's what I thought, about 6 o'clock. Turns out it's 7:15. So, yeah, that is the end of the day. Actually, it was 6:20 when I started looking for my 17mm socket, which I'd used only a couple of minutes beforehand. I still haven't found it. I'll finish this off tomorrow. When I say finish off, what I mean is I'll have that engine and subframe and gearbox out and everything. It'll be easy. It'll be easy if I can find my 17mm socket. Spent the whole day far too warm and burning up and everything, but isn't summer wonderful? I love it. A very long time ago, 15 years ago in fact, I was having a rather miserable time with my life, and on the way to Froome once I was listening to Radio 4 and there was this article about something called My Future Self, where you basically send yourself a letter from now to the future, and it was fascinating. And so when I got home later on, I thought I'm gonna have a go at this, and I wrote myself a letter to be read in I think 5 years, where I was hoping things had changed. I was having a different life, and guess what? I was having a very different life. And at that point I thought I'd do another one. I wrote myself a letter for my 50th birthday, and again I was hoping for a few things going on, and there was a few things going on. Almost everything I wanted turned out. Just one thing. And just then I was trying to get rid of some emails because my email box is completely full, and I found that letter, and it's kind of it really does get you thinking. It's a really unusual thing to find a letter from yourself 8 years ago. In fact, it might have been 10 years ago, come to think of it. So I've done another one for my 60th birthday. Presuming I'm going to have 100,000 subscribers then.